An old, decaying Victorian mansion covered in vines, with dark windows and a rusted iron gate in front. The sky above is dark and overcast, adding a sense of dread. Two people stand hesitantly at the gate, a man with a camera and a woman looking worried. The house looms over them, giving off an eerie and menacing atmosphere. A narrow, dark hallway inside a decaying mansion, with cracked walls and dusty floorboards. Cobwebs hang in the corners, and everything is bathed in a gloomy, oppressive atmosphere. Two people cautiously walk through, one shining a flashlight ahead. The air seems thick, almost suffocating, with a sense of something ominous watching them. An unsettling parlor room inside a haunted mansion. The room has a grand fireplace on one side and an old, cloudy mirror on the opposite wall, reflecting the room in a warped, eerie way. A clean, untouched armchair sits in the center of the room, while everything else is covered in dust. The room has an unnerving, frozen-in-time feeling, a dusty, old mirror in a dark room with a faint reflection. Behind, a man looking into the mirror, a pair of glowing yellow eyes are visible in the reflection, shining eerily from the shadows. The man looks shocked, his eyes wide as he turns around, but the room behind him is empty, creating a chilling sense of fear. An old, dusty room with peeling wallpaper and broken furniture. Two people stand by a wall where a bookshelf has been moved aside, revealing a small, hidden door. The walls seem alive with frantic scratching sounds, as if something is clawing to escape. The atmosphere is tense, dark, and terrifying. A small, secret room inside a haunted mansion, with strange, twisting symbols carved into the walls. A foul stench fills the air. In the center, an old table holds withered, human-like dolls, their faces twisted in eternal agony. Above the table, a pair of glowing yellow eyes are embedded in the wall, staring out ominously. The atmosphere is suffocating, eerie, and filled with dread. Two terrified people running through a decaying mansion, trying to escape. The walls and doors appear to be closing in on them, with cracks revealing ghostly, unseen hands reaching out. Broken windows shatter inward, and the house seems alive, intent on trapping them inside. The scene is filled with frantic energy and supernatural horror. A decaying Victorian mansion looms in the distance, partially hidden by overgrown grass and twisted, gnarled trees. The sky is dim, with the last rays of sunset casting long, eerie shadows across the yard. Two figures cautiously approach the house, their faces illuminated by the fading light. The atmosphere is tense, with the house seeming to watch them from the darkness. A fog-covered Victorian mansion, barely visible through the thick mist. The iron gate in front creaks open, its rusted hinges groaning in the silence. The mansion's dark windows and crumbling walls appear shadowy and distant. Two figures cautiously move toward the house, shrouded by fog. The air is damp and cold, with a sense of isolation and lurking danger. A crumbling, abandoned Victorian mansion stands ominously under a stormy sky. Lightning flashes momentarily illuminating the decayed structure, while wind howls through broken windows. Heavy rain starts to pour down, drenching the overgrown yard and rusted iron gate. Two figures, soaked by the storm, approach cautiously, their faces lit up by occasional flashes of lightning. The house looks menacing, as if alive in the storm. A large, abandoned Victorian mansion, silhouetted by the light of a full moon. The long, dark shadows of the house stretch across the overgrown, wild garden. The rusted iron gate is barely visible in the shadows. Two figures stand at the entrance, illuminated by pale moonlight, their faces filled with nervous anticipation. The mansion appears dark and foreboding, as if waiting for them, an abandoned mansion with a silent, overgrown yard in front. The grass is yellowed and the trees are gnarled and leafless, creating an eerie, lifeless atmosphere. The air feels unnaturally still, as if the world is holding its breath. A rusted, crooked iron gate stands at the entrance, and two figures stand frozen, sensing an unnatural presence surrounding the area. The entire scene is unsettling and ominous, with an overwhelming sense of dread